what? Regarding what? About the children's health, right? As mentioned by Michiels. Okay, so I think today's topic is extremely important and interesting, especially for parents with young children, right? Today's topic is what? It's boosting your child's brain power and eye health in digital age. You know what? When I'm preparing for this, come on, hold on my.
Better.
Hello. Okay, welcome. Okay, let me share with you because when I'm preparing for this topic, I keep thinking about my two kids, especially the 5 years old, because I have been, at those moments when I have to tell my kids what, mommy is very busy. You go and watch your video lah, right? Or what? Mommy is so tired. Please let me rest lah. You go and take your iPad and play lah. Right? So I believe that, and just imagine or look around, or even most of the parents, how many parents are actually using the screens to calm your kids? Many, right? Just take your iPad out. Okay? Or some even like what we most seen in the restaurants maybe, when eating, while they are eating, just take out the iPad, right? When having the car ride, also same, just pass them a device, So you can see that this is considered as what? One of the simplest, fastest ways, right? Fastest solutions. Correct. Yeah, I do understand that because I used to give my kids an iPad as well. But as a, people who study biology, I also know what? Excessive use of screen, excessive use of all these digital device will actually eventually harm our children's brain as well as their eyes. That's why we have to do something about it. And yes, everyone, you today are here to learn about this. Maybe let us imagine. Actually, nowadays, kids are totally different from our age, right? I know every one of you are 18 years old. But let's imagine. We think back. What is the traditional childhood look like? What is your traditional childhood look like? How is it? Playing outside, right? After school, just playing guli, right? The traditional childhood usually is more on outdoor playing. Or when let's say we want to find a friend, we want to talk to a friend. What we do now? Now is WhatsApp, WhatsApp call, right? In the past, you might ride a motor, go to their house, and talk to them face to face, right? And sometimes we also feel bored, nothing to do. Then we may be staring at the ceiling, start our imagination. We use our brains, to think, to create, right? Now this is traditional childhood. But how about the children's nowadays? The modern digital childhood, is what? Screen-based play. Even though they are learning, sometimes they are learning or they are doing the homework. Even the books nowadays are what? More to e-books. So every day they are actually using their eyes and their brains intensively. And use it a lot. Every day from the moment they wake up. Their eyes open. Then their brain start to switch on. And both of these organs have to work together, right? So when all this happens, we are not here to blame technology, and I'm not here to advise everyone to avoid or remove all the technology, Technology itself is not the enemy, but unregulated, unguided, and excessive digital exposure is the enemy. Do you agree? Correct or not? Right. So how early they start? How long they use the device? What content they view? and whether the adults guide and regulate the usage is what we have to think about. Correct. Yeah. And think of this. Are we managing the digital environment, or is the digital environment managing our children? Guys, what do you think? If you have a young children, especially, think of it. Yeah. And we always say what? Prevention is always easier than correction. Correct. Yeah. It's always easier to protect the developing brain than to repair the damaging one. Yeah. Okay. So everything we have to start early, especially our kids. Okay. So let's also look some reality about the digital childhood. Okay. First, average child nowadays are exposed to screen before the age of 2. Okay. So parents here with your kids younger than 12 years old. Any? No? Me. 12. No. Yeah. Yes. Yes, right. Younger than 2? Or not yet. Not yet. Oh, okay. Okay. So actually there's a study showing what by the kids enter the primary school, the average time they spend on the screen is around 4 to 7 hours per day. Yeah, including all the assignments and all the learning things is 4 to 7 hours per day. Yeah, so can you imagine that children with all these undeveloped, yeah, is the developing eyes and brains. Yeah, and what else? The reality is the kids nowadays have to process 5 to 10 times more visual information than the past generations every day. Okay, 5 to 10 times more visual information. Okay, our brain is so busy, guys. Okay, their brain is so busy. Okay, and they have to spend most of their time in near focus, right? In the past, when we watch TV, okay, in a distance, right? When we go closer to the TV, what happened? Yeah lah, don't sit so near, right? But now, all these actually tablets, the phones, okay, is so near. And there's a study showing that actually, usually, if let's say they are using all these tablets and phones, the distance is just about 20 to 30 cm. Which is too near, okay? And if you notice as an adult, if you notice when you're using your phone or using your tablets, right, it automatically will go closer. Yeah. Okay, you cannot control your hand one. When you watch, okay, you start from this distance, right? When you really focus, slowly the hand will grow closer. So when we realize, okay, we move to a distance, right? But how about kids? Okay, and this even all those gaming devices, the books, yeah, nowadays all the e-books it's also an issue. Then after that, another reality is that they receive very fast and continuous stimulations. Okay, all the videos. Okay, if you have a kids, have a children's, have you ever watched their video? Cocomelon. Okay, you can see that nowadays the videos are designed to attract the attentions of the kids. Okay, so that they can watch it. Okay, subscribe, right? Yeah, so all these videos are what? Rabbit skin changes, okay, very fast, and then bright color, okay, and all this, yeah, flashlight, and all this actually will stimulate their brain to release more dopamine. Later we'll talk more about this, and this actually a burden to their brain. Yeah, and what else? Okay, because of all this, they have to switch the attention rapidly. Okay, that's why kids nowadays is hard to focus. Yeah, they can focus, but they can focus in different way. Yeah, things have to be really fast, okay, and keep changing. Then they can focus. Okay, some parents might say that no, my kids cannot focus. You give them an iPad and see whether they can focus or not. Okay, 2 hours, 3 hours can totally focus on iPad. Correct? Yeah, so they can focus, but they focus differently. And eventually they rest their eyes and brain much less than before. They had no time for rest. When no time for rest, no time for recovery. Okay? And this is not only the theory. Actually, there is already a lot of studies, a lot of research already proving that the digital devices, all this exposure to the screens actually will eventually cause harm to their developments of their brains as well as their eyes. Yeah. Okay. So let me show you some. Actually, you can find a lot if you search online. So research suggests excessive screen time in early childhood may influence the brain's development. An MRI scan revealed that excessive screen time before age of 5 can slow down the brain white matter development and raising the risk of speech delay. Yeah, speech therapy nowadays is very popular. Yeah, they earn a lot now, right? Okay. And cartoons children watch today, okay, faster, louder, and shorter than those from past generations. And research show that rapid visuals overloads attention system. That's why, as I mentioned just now. Okay, so it's hardly to pay fully attention in the class nowadays, the kids. Okay, why? It's all because they watch too much of all this fast-moving short video. And sometimes if you search especially YouTube, there's a lot of videos, right? Now, like my kids very clever now, very smart now. Okay, you can only watch one video, and the one video that he chose is always more than 1 hour. Moreover, YouTube, right, can subscribe, right? I mean, you can pay and without advertisement, right? Continuously 1 hour without advertisements. Okay, so after 1 hour, always, if your kids is same like mine, you go and notice their eyes. Okay, usually will start redness. Yeah, and dry, and they will rub their eyes. Actually, this already show you the sign that it's already excessive. It's already too much of screen use. Okay. So it's I mean, they will have a very hard time to focus, especially in the school. And 1 to 2 hours of daily screen time at age of 1. Yeah, this is also parents even age of 1. Actually, age of 1, their vision is still a bit blurry, But some, maybe they're crying, they want to calm them and comfort them, then they give them all the devices. But actually, we risk the risk of communication delay by 61%. Okay, so all this showing what? All this showing us, in summary, screen exposure will definitely affect the brain chemistry, the brain development, okay, as well as the eye muscle strain, and eventually it will affect the sleep rhythms, the hormones, and also the nutrients demands. Okay, so it means what? It means that if, let's say, we make it easier lah. It's hard, right? Not to giving them the device. Maybe you think, I have to give them the device because I need a free time. I need time to relax. Okay, I just give them the tablets, then they are quiet, right? They stop fighting with their siblings. Okay, so no right, no wrong. Okay, but remember, if let's say you give them device, make sure they have enough of nutrients. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I saw. Yeah. And it's actually there's a practice lah. I mean, I truly understand why they do that. Yeah, because if let's say like my kids, I never give them, and the progress is hard from their young age. Because they are bored, right? If when they are eating, waiting for the food, they feel so boring. Then they will what? Noisy lor, make noise lor. They have to run here and there lor. But I mean, if you decide not to give, then don't give. If you decide to give, then I mean, there's a lot of more things that we need to help the kids to, manage wisely lah with all the devices. Okay. So okay. So let's see how actually, all these digital device, the overloads of all this digital exposure will harm our brains and the eyes. Okay, so let's start with the brain. So is anyone have noticed that maybe especially children after you give them the iPad and they watch for long hours, and after that when you ask them to stop, what happened? Cannot. Oh, tantrum, cry, right? They melt down. Okay, they irritated. Okay, shout, rolling, and some all these are usually what people will interpret. How they feel, the parents or the others will think, what this guy behavior no good, so naughty. Why cannot? Why can't they just control themselves? Just stop for a while. Right? Yeah. But what if I tell you it's actually not the behavior problems, but it is the neurological problems? Yeah. So it's actually not that they cannot stop. Okay? It's their brain is not allowed them to stop. Okay? So guys, the children's brain is actually not the small adult brains. Okay? Their brain is still under construction. It's still developing. Okay? And how actually all this our brain is actually developed. So it's a bit science here. Okay, but I'm not going to, give all this in a very scientific way. Okay, but what I want to share with you is that, especially for the kids, their brain are developing. Yeah, and in our brains, there's a lot of neurons, right? So humans' brains consist of around 80 to 100 billion neurons, and each one neurons like this. Yeah, and each ones are making 10 to 20,000 of connection. Yeah, they have to connect. Okay, so and this connection point is what in science we call it synapses. Okay, so when the young kids touch something, okay, when they hear something or when they see something, a new connection is formed. Okay, that's why during the age of 0, at birth and until 2 years old, actually their brain are very active in forming all these new connections. Okay, and when all these new connections, and I mean when all that's why during this period the 5 senses stimulation is very important. Okay, so the 5 senses stimulations will help them to form more connections. And when, let's say, they practice something or a new experience, okay, then repeat and repeat, then the connection will become stronger. Okay, so when it becomes stronger over the age, then those you are not using are being deleted. Okay, actually it's just like adult, but it happens rapidly and especially at the age of less than 2. Later I'll show you guys. Okay, and other than synapses, it's important also all these brains wiring. And other than that, one more thing which is play a very important role is the myelin. Okay, myelin is actually the insulations of the nerve fiber. Okay, this one. Okay, so myelin, their role is what? Their role is actually sending all this signal. Okay, so because now you have all these connection already, so what they have to do is send the signal. And if your myelin sheath is very healthy, okay, that means what? Means the children's brain can send the signal more faster, more efficiently. Okay, in other words, they can think faster, they can respond better, and they can control their emotion even better. Okay, so this myelin is important, and most of the people do not know that myelin is mainly made of fatty acid, especially DHA. Okay, so that's why DHA is so important, okay, for us and for the kids, for the children to develop their healthy brain. Okay, and for the the critical development windows for the brains is 0 to 6 years and 6 to 12 years. Okay, so have a look at this. So as you can see here, all this is the formations of the new connections. Okay, so you see that before the year of 2 years old, there's a lot of connection. Okay, so remember that a new connection is formed whenever they have a new experience. Anything, when they touch a new things. Okay, that's why if let's say all the mothers or all the parents, when they are young, we used to let them to feel what is soft, rough, right? Yeah, all the sensory, all the senses. So you let them to taste it, yeah, and then you let them to see all the colors. And at the younger age, usually it's black and white. Start from black and white, and slowly we introduce more colors. Okay, all this actually to stimulate. Okay, remember whenever they have a new experience or have something new to them, a connection is formed. Okay, that's why before age of 2, there's lots of rapidly formations of the synapses, the connection. Okay, and also at this point, DHA is important. Okay, why? Because they have to form the myelin. Okay, myelinations, a well-myelinated brain, remember, if you mix the kids to respond better, okay, to control the emotion better, to focus, okay, to think better, okay. And at this age also, DHA and AA will accumulate rapidly in the brain. That's why you see all these formula milk are rich in DHA. Okay, and yeah, if let's say nutrition and stimulations at this age are optimal because it will help to form a stronger neural network. Okay, after year of 2, as you can see here, what happened? Okay, you see here, some become thicker. Okay, when they form, then after that they become thicker. So when thicker means what? Means that connection is being used repeatedly. Okay, so it's very thick. Then after 4 years and start from 6 years, you can see, right? Usually the thick one will remain. Okay, and others are not being used, will be deleted. Okay, for example, just for example, let's say, have you guys noticed something? Let's say your kids learn from young age, they start learning ABCDE, right? The song especially, I believe every kids know how to sing. Oh, and also the Baby Shark. They know, right? Everyone know. Yeah. So when they keep listen to the song, so means that their brains, the pathway to this song or to learn the ABCDE is thicker. Okay, but you notice that actually they also listen to other songs, but maybe once in a while. Okay, so when they listen, the moment they listen, actually they form a connection. But when after years, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, okay, they stop listening to the song, they might still have some memory. But if you ask them to sing it, they can't. Why? Because the connection is already being deleted. Okay, same like adults actually. Okay, same like adults. Some skill, maybe we learned before. Okay, maybe after years, you never touch, then you still remember, but you are not good at the skill anymore. Yeah, that's why experience and then all these skill have to practice repeatedly. Is to make sure what? Make sure that the connection become thicker. Okay. Connection. No, the connection is called synapses. Okay. So this actually calls synapses formation or synapses wiring. Okay, and this is what when we start and the kids start age 2 to 6, actually 4 to 6. Okay, you see there's some words terms called synapses pruning. So means what? Means those are being used will get thicker, will remain, and those are not being used will be deleted. Okay, pruning. Okay, so at this age, so again, the formations of the neural connection is still rapid. So, I mean, that's why people say when you want to learn something new, when you want the kids learn faster, okay, all is because of the formations of the connection. And it also will eliminate the excess and unneeded connections, okay? And remember this, experience shapes intelligence, okay? So when you really want them to learn a skill, okay, experience. So let them to expose it repeatedly, okay, again and again and again. And the brain develop based on use. If you do not use it, it will delete it, even for adults. Okay. So at this moment, nutrition and also sleeping very important. But if you can notice lah, if you, especially kids, if you give them device before sleep, what happens? They cannot sleep. Okay, not because of their addicted or rely on the device. Actually, it's because of their brain. Yeah, their brain will block the stimulations and synthesis of the melatonin. Okay, and cause the sleeping pattern delay. Okay, so do not blame your kids, blame the device. Okay, and it's actually all play with the brain and all the hormones. And also movement are crucial at this moment. So people might think that, okay, after age of 6, just let them be. Okay, mean nothing already, no connection already. No. Actually, the brain is still developing until age of 25. So every one of you 18 years old, right, is still developing. Okay, until age of 25. So until is still building new connection. So that's why during the education period of time, we have a primary school, secondary school, okay, when we, especially like I mean, your kids, you want them to learn a new language, to master a language, best time is during a young age. It actually, those 30 years old, okay, more than 30. You notice that when you want to learn something new, a bit hard. So I really respect those people, the elder age. They go and study PhD, you know, they further study. I really respect them. Okay. And yeah, strengthen the important pathway. Okay, this I mean, as an adult, you will notice that some skill, if you do not use it, or you do not practice, you stop it, then you eventually forget. Like language, like maybe let's especially like language. If let's say at home you speak a lot of Mandarin, let's say, and you study English, but if you never talk to anyone with English, then you see that when you want to talk again, it's a bit challenging. Okay, why? It's all because of all this and pruning away the weak ones, shaping attention, memory, emotional, and control. Okay, so don't worry. Actually this topic is not only about children's. It's actually about everyone, especially for those people before 25 years. Okay, you still have the chance to develop the new connection. Okay, you still have the chance to make sure your connection become thicker. Yeah, still young. Everyone 18 years old. Okay. So how actually constant stimulations will overload the brains? So now we talk a little bit about science. So one of the things here that you have to really understand and know that is the prefrontal cortex. Okay, so here this the brain, the prefrontal cortex is actually important for us to pay attention, for us to can really focus and self-control. Okay, and also it's important for the emotional regulations. So which means what? Which means if your prefrontal cortex is very healthy, okay, it's strong, then actually for this kind of people can really pay attention better and focus better. Okay, so just now those who already okay, can study PhD, I think their prefrontal cortex is really very strong. Okay, and in children, this area is actually still developing. We have to understand that. Okay, and it's immature and sensitive, easily overwhelmed. Okay, so means what? Means they are still developing. If let's say we let them watch a lot of all these digital screen, okay, they watch all this video, all these rapid skin changes video, the bright color video, it will cause here become too busy, okay, too active. Okay, when this too active, overwhelmed, then it will eventually what? It will eventually shut down, and here amygdala is the emotional center, will take place. Okay, that's why like just now we say what? when let's say we take away their device, they cry, they shout, tantrum, yeah, they melt down, don't blame them. It's all because of they already switches to here. Okay, the emotion automatically switch. They cannot control the emotion. Because what? Because their prefrontal cortex is overwhelmed. Yeah. And sorry, overwhelmed. Yeah, too much, too active. Too active. So they shut down. Then here, they shut down here, then here they will stimulate, activate. And here is about emotion. That's why you will see a lot of emotion starting. Okay. And okay, when the brain is overstimulated, it will start to consume more nutrients. Okay. So remember, that's why the nutrition demands is high, because in this area it requires more DHA, okay, vitamin B, iron, important for the oxygen delivery, because our brain, when it start working, function, then it actually use a lot of oxygen. Okay. And magnesium, zinc, and protein. Okay. But many parents didn't realize and didn't know about that. Okay, they just continue the usual meals. Yeah, but actually when they are using too much of device, when their brain is really overloaded, they need more, especially these nutrients. Okay, and like just now what we mentioned just now, our brain needs a lot of oxygen. Okay, that's why oxidative stress actually easily happens in the brain. Okay, and antioxidants is also important, even for kids and especially for children in digital age. Yeah. Okay. Another things about the overload of all this digital device to the brain is the dopamine overstimulation. You guys know about dopamine? Heard of dopamine before? Okay. Like let's say fashion. So heard of the dopamine fashion? Means wearing all the bright color dress or shirt, bright yellow, bright pink, or you go to playground or theme park, you notice that all the it's all what? Very bright color, because bright color stimulate dopamine. Okay, when dopamine is released, we feel happy, we feel excited, we feel motivated. Okay, that's why actually it's good lah. Dopamine is good. Yeah, dopamine is good. But when too much of dopamine means what? Means let's say the kids are actually watching the video, okay, fast, short, okay, and keep changing. Okay, change one video, one reward. Okay, one dopamine is released. Okay, and then they're happy. And change another video, again happy. Okay, so you can imagine the dopamine is just like something in your brain. Okay, whenever it's stimulated, and you press the button, and dopamine will release. Okay, and all these, like I mentioned, all these videos. Okay, especially now, like watch video lah, watch the YouTube video. Okay, maybe just 1 minute, then change another 1 minute, short, very short video. Okay, so even you just now you go back, later go back, you watch together with your kids. Okay, they change, you can imagine like this. You see it like this. They change one video, he will happy one time. Okay, change one more, then he happy one more time. Okay, and the more changes, okay, of the scene, the more dopamine is released. Okay, and it will cause overstimulations of the dopamine. Okay, that's why kids are too active, hyperactive. Okay, and they need higher stimulation.
Next time
yes, when you it's just like give every time when you do something, I give you a sweet. Okay, next time I give you. Okay, then now one sweet you're not enough already. Okay, you demand for more. Okay, dopamine is same. The brain is still the same. Okay, that's why all these kind of kids okay, the overstimulations of the dopamine already, they go back to school style. All the traditional school education, what? Reading books, nothing is moving. Right, it's so boring. okay, doing homework, so slow and no reward. Okay, that's why they feel boring. That's why they cannot pay attention. Yes, so it's not because of they are lazy, guys. Don't blame them. Don't say they are lazy. Okay, it's all because of all these hormones in their brains. Okay, and overstimulations of the dopamines in kids, especially in kids, is all because of all these exposures to all these fast-moving things. Okay.
Dopamine is a hormone?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. But remember, dopamine is actually important. If there is not enough of dopamine, anything you do, you are not motivated. Every day you're like, you know, in Chinese we call like a ham yu like that. Zombie like that. So dopamine is very important. Okay. But too much is not good. Okay, keep stimulating. And the next time they are aiming for higher stimulation. Okay. Okay. And dopamine overstimulations will affect the nutrition as well. Okay. First, they will increase the stress chemistry, means what? Because of dopamine. So your body, overstimulation of dopamine will stimulate more cortisol. And we know cortisol is a stress hormone. Okay. More cortisols will increase the free radicals and it will burden your body. Okay, adrenaline, and also it will cause higher nutrients burns. So make sure that your kids have all these nutrients. Okay, make sure they have enough of magnesium, vitamin B, C, all these vitamins, and zinc. Okay, and also actually you notice, if let's say like you notice that your kids are after the video, okay, every day after, okay, now have to stop the video already, time to eat your dinner. Mommy, I no appetite lah. Okay, I don't feel like eating lah. Okay, it's actually all because of the dopamine as well. Okay, so disrupt the appetite regulations, cause them craving for more sugar, okay, and they are looking for more processed snack. Okay, so it's not because of their food preference, it's all because of the dopamine. So it means that if let's say we control their screen use, screen time, the dopamine level can back to normal, then actually kids like this, they will not craving for something sweet. Okay, if let's say they are craving for sweets, I keep looking for sweet. Okay, sometimes not because of the food preference, because of the dopamine is playing. Okay, and let's again, dopamine will increase the oxidation stress. So some people might, for most people if they really want to improve their kids' memory or want them to become smart, okay, most of them are just giving them DHA honestly, only DHA okay, but not actually, again, even kids, anyone, we don't only need one nutrients, okay, we need a lot, all the nutrients to play synergistically, okay, especially like this one, kids also need antioxidants, okay, to help them to protect them from all these oxidative stress, okay, and also dopamine overstimulations, they will alter the gut microbiome. Okay, why? Actually, dopamine, around 50%, okay, are produced and synthesis in the gut. Yeah, so if let's say their microbiome in their gut is imbalanced, actually it will affect the dopamine release, okay, and affect the balance of the dopamine. Okay. Okay, next. So when this is important as well, because we are not only talking about the brain, okay? We have to talk about the eye as well. Okay, why? Because actually, if you want to protect your eyes, you have to protect your eyes. If you want to protect your brain, you have to protect your eyes. Okay? So why actually eyes is part of the brain tissue? Okay, it's part of the brain. So especially the retina. You guys know where is retina? Can you wait? Yeah, at the back. Okay, so actually the retina is when let's say you just imagine the light that enter the into the eyes. Okay, and will reach the retina is at the back of our eyes. Okay, so here the retina will turn all this light into signal, neural signal, okay? And through the optic nerve, reach the brain, and here our brain have to process it, okay? And 50% of the brain actually are involved in the visual processing, okay? Means what? Means that everything that we see, 50% have to process in the brain. The more you see, the busier your brain will be, yeah? Okay, so, and another thing is important here is about the macula, okay? So macula is actually also a center of the retina, okay? So it have a very high concentrations of photoreceptor cells, okay? It receive all these color, especially the red, blue, green, okay? The photoreceptor cells. Again, photoreceptor cells are made of DHA. Okay, that's why DHA is important for the brain. So we mentioned the myelin. DHA is also important for the eyes. Okay, why? It's because especially the macula, okay, is very rich in DHA. So when you burden your eyes, when you watch too much, actually you burden your brain. Remember this, yeah? Okay. And how actually screen will affect the eye development? First, the prolonged near-distant focus, okay, as we mentioned just now. Okay, so when we watch, when we're using all these devices, tablets, actually very near to even your hand. No one watch like this, right? No one look at your phone like this. Yeah, it's still too near, even though you watch like this. But slowly we like this one. I notice a lot of time myself like this. Okay, when you focus, you really come nearer. Okay, so focus at around 20 to 30 cm for hours. Okay, but let's try Take out your phones. Okay, try your phones. You look at your phone for 10 seconds. Just look at it, focus for 10 seconds. Yeah. So let me count. 10. Please take out your phone now. Participate a bit. Participate a bit. Okay. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, what happened? Nothing happened.
Very conscious now.
Very conscious now. That's why you're alert, right? But actually, when we look at the phones for long hour or long periods of times, the muscle will contract. Okay, so if you can see over here. So if let's say we use our eyes, okay, not the near distance, especially like phone is very close, very near, then what will happen is the lens, okay, is actually will become rounder, become round. Okay, so this is no good. Okay, because your muscle here is actually keep contract. That's why we need to relax our eyes. Okay, when we relax, the muscle relax, the lens back to normal. Okay, and some people, if let's say you never give your eyes the recovery time, okay, what happened? Your muscle will keep contracted, right? And when this happens, then all this eye strain, okay, you feel dry, okay, and then after your screen use, you feel blur. Have you tried before? Yes, right? You just feel like, okay, blur for 10 seconds already blur. Yeah. This also one issue. When we look at the screen, we forgot and we will not blink our eyes. That's why dry eyes happens. Yeah, headache, and also will increase the short-sightedness. Okay, myopia. Something that I want to share with you guys is the cell elongation.
Yeah, change a bit. That they say the sound is wrong. Sorry, change this. Thanks.
Okay. One more thing I want to share with you is this one. So some parents might think that okay if they are short-sighted, okay, just wear the spec wear the glasses okay. But if let's say prolong using the screen if you use the screen for long hours it's not just about the contractions of the muscle. It's not just about the your lens become round or relaxed or what. Okay. Eventually, if let's say we are prolonged, we're looking for something near to us. Okay. Our eyes, both will elongate, will become longer. Okay, and again, if let's say we do not have enough of nutrients or we do not have time for them to recover, okay, this will cause permanent, okay, permanent myopia. And you see, normal is around 23 to 24. And if let's say it's longer than normal 1 mm only, then you will have your myopia increase 250 to 300 degree. And it's actually a long term. It's not just about wearing glasses. Okay. So if let's say you're just normal wearing glasses, the short sightedness, yeah, it's okay. It's okay, like just wear glasses, right? If let's say this happen, eventually over years and years and years, what happen is it will increase the risk of retinal detachment. Okay, it will increase the risk of the macular degenerations, glaucoma, and cataracts, the early cataracts. We know like cataracts is normal, actually the elderly. Okay, but elderly is because of aging, right? But early cataract is an issue here, and all this increase the chance of blindness. Okay. And another things about having the screen, using the screen is reduce blinking. Okay, actually blinking eyes is good. When I'm kids, I used to blink the eyes a lot. And my mom always scold me. Maybe say it's bad habit to keep on blinking the eyes. Okay, but actually blinking the eyes help us to help us to form the tears. Okay, and to prevent the dry eyes lah. But if you keep blinking, a problem also lah. Okay, so look at this one. If no screen, usually we blink 15 to 20 times per minute. Actually quite a lot, yeah. But with screen, we blink 5 to 7 times per minute. Yeah, when I do this, when I start do all the study, when I'm preparing for this topic, I do all the study, and I look at this facts, right? Then I look at my kids, my children who is watching video, because I have busy, so you have to watch video. Yeah, look at him. When I work, they have to watch video. Then just keep quiet. Okay. I noticed that really it's true. Their eyes never blink. They can look at the screen. I'm using TV lah, TV lah. Usually I give them TV lah, far distance lah. But never blink one. Keep watching again. Like I mentioned, they always choose the 1 hour video. The 1 hour never blink. That's why people say in the past we watch all these video, TV, television. Actually, it's better because advertisement. So don't pay for YouTube for the, of the advertisement. Just let the advertisement be. Because during the advertisement time, we can rest the eyes. It's actually important. Yeah. And when this happens, it causes eye fatigue. Okay. And further, we read the brain because it's connected. Okay. Become dry, irritated, and tired. Like today, my eyes is so dry because I'm preparing all this. I'm using the laptop for a few days, so I'm so tired. Okay, so tired eyes send stress signal, okay, to the brains, and the brain will work harder to maintain focus. Okay, so imagine as an adult also you feel it. How about the kids? Okay, their eyes, brain are still developing. Okay. And what else? Okay, about the light. This is also important. Okay. So when you're looking at your phone, using your phone device, are you guys, just the brightness, max? Anyone max the brightness? Yeah, try not to max, especially the kids. Okay. And try not to, totally avoid, better totally avoid to use any device, any phones, okay, iPad, tablets, and in the dark. Yeah. Okay, this one so dangerous, very dangerous. Okay, always remember all these devices actually will give us all this blue light. Okay, and blue light when they enter the eyes, it reach the macula that I mentioned just now. Okay, it will cause a very high intensity of oxidative stress. Okay, so it will really damaging the cells of the eyes. Yeah. So, and nowadays kids are staying at home, staying indoor. Okay, especially the COVID time. Yeah, they have to stay at home. Yeah, so all this we call it an artificial light. Actually, it's also not good lah. It's also burdens. Yeah, the developments and their eyesight. Okay. That's why you have to bring your kids to outdoor. Are you guys bringing your kids are having outdoor time every day?
Every day.
Every day?
Every day.
Bit hard.
Every week? How about every week?
Very good. Very good.
Every week, yeah, it's good. Try, at least every day, but let them go outside. I mean, not really have to, exercise or play or what, but just go outside and let them look at those outdoor light and natural outdoor, the light. Not all this light. Not people say, okay lah, now you say don't close the light, off the light. Okay lah, on the light one. And then my house, the light very bright one. To be okay. No, actually no.
Indoor playground.
Yeah, this is also issue. Okay, yeah, I bring them to exercise, playground. I go one every week. I go one, but indoor. Right? Yeah. So not all this indoor thing are outdoor. The sunlight. Okay, because all the sunlight, the outdoor, the natural light actually will help the retina to stimulate dopamine as well. But this dopamine is good. Okay, and if it helps the eyes stay fresh, okay, healthy, okay, and I mean, let's talk about blue light lah. Okay, all this blue light actually, even though you might say what no lah, I never off light one. Okay, always with the light. I watch the phone or the device, but remember, as long as you watch it, there's blue light. That's why I spec choose like anti-blue light lah. Yeah. So blue light is what the problem? The blue light will actually, like I mentioned, okay, it will go inside, into the eyes and damage our cells of the eyes, and also it will suppress the melatonin. So especially at night, okay, the experts suggest that before sleep, 1 hour before sleep, should totally avoid any device, okay, even adults. Because if let's say you watch your phone or you look at message, let's say message, or okay lah, I'm so tired already I want my me time, right? Every night I want my me time, so tired, and lying on the bed and look at your phone, scroll all the Insta, Facebook, the social media, okay, tired, sleep. But actually, if you do this, it will actually affect your sleeping quality. Okay, so 1 hour before your sleeping time, everyone should fully avoid. Okay, and yeah, why? Because it will suppress the melatonin and will cause the sleeping quality to very poor sleeping quality. And for the kids, especially because they are growing, the blue light will suppress the melatonin, and it will also reduce the growth hormones release. Okay, affect the growth and developments of the kids, not only the brain but the growth, okay, developments of them. Okay, impair the memory and emotional instability. Okay, some they sleep late, and when you want them to wake up, they feel tired. Okay, children should be energetic, full of energy. Okay, but you see nowadays the kids, yeah, it's tired. Mommy, I'm so tired. My kids are previous the 5 years old one but he told me, Mommy, sleeping is so boring. Then from that moment I realized something is going on. I need to do something. Yeah, sleeping is so boring because used to all this stimulation Okay, poor brain recovery. So again okay, if all this disrupt the sleep patterns, it will increase the cortisol, the stress hormones, even for the kids. Okay, so yeah, some red flags that parents should watch for. So if let's say they complain after screen, they always look blurry, distant, rubbing the eyes frequently, headache after homework, okay. Again, need constant stimulations, craving for sugary snack. Okay, so it's actually some things that we have to look for. It's maybe because of overuse of all these devices. Yeah. So this is the summary of the brain eye development loop. So remember, always remember, eyes and brain actually are connected together. Okay, visual stress is also when we use too much of eyes, it also burden the brain. So protecting the eyes is also protecting the developing brain. Okay, and remember this, when we are using too much of devices, there's a higher nutritional demand. Why? Because the brain will process more information, our eyes are work harder, the attention is switched constantly, and the nutritional requirements will increase. Okay, and also this one we mentioned also. Okay, all the devices, okay, all the dopamine stimulations, the prefrontal cortex, okay, will actually eventually our brain will use a lot of oxygen and cause oxidative stress. Okay, so make sure that they have enough of antioxidants as well. Okay, so let me share with you some of the nutrients very important for the brain eye development. Okay, we keep talking about the DHA, the antioxidants. Actually, other than that, magnesium, zinc, vitamin B, choline, and vitamin D are also important. Okay, so make sure that they have enough sufficient of these nutrients in their diet or in their supplements. Okay, so next, let me share with you how Zinzino actually supports the growth of the kids. Yeah, so actually balanced oil, Relaxil, and Xenobiotic Plus, three of them are very important for the kids. Yeah, so how they actually help the development. So balanced oil. So balanced oil is what? Fish oil, right? It's very rich in EPA and DHA. So actually balanced oil is very directly helps the development of the eyes and also the brain. Yeah. So for the DHA, remember we keep talking about it. For our brain, 30 to 40% the brains are DHA, especially the myelin are formed by all these fatty acids, especially DHA. Okay. And when myelin is good, it's healthy, they can send signal faster. Okay, they can learn better, they can focus better. Okay, so for the structure and not only about the brain, actually for the eyes as well. Okay, this one we talked about it just now also. Okay, the photoreceptor that I mentioned just now. Okay, so it's very rich in DHA. Okay, and all these are important to send the signal to our brains. Okay, for all the things that we see, we look. Okay, and let me see what else here. Okay, so DHA is also yeah, it's important. Is this one that I'm going to talk about it later. It's about reduce the inflammations as well. Okay, so DHA very directly lah. Okay, because they are very rich in brain and eyes lah. Okay, and actually other than that, this one also we know that this product balance oil is important to help us to balance the omega-6 and omega-3. Okay, especially kids, if let's say they are so picky on food that they eat, if let's say they are having too much of processed food, okay, so they might have the chance to have a higher intake of omega-6. Okay, and when this happens in balance, what happens is it will influence the cells. Okay, so too much of omega-6 will cause the cells become hard and rigid. So all the nutrients, even though we give them very healthy food, okay, every day they eat fruit, okay, they look healthy. I give them, I always specially prepare the foods for the kids. Every day eat salmon maybe, yeah, but still, yeah, the health will never improve, or a lot of problems, maybe because of the structures of the cells. Okay, it's hard and rigid, so nutrients cannot get in. Will get in slowly, and waste product will come out slowly as well. Yeah, and other than that, again, the imbalance of the omega-6 and omega-3 will cause chronic inflammations. Okay, even in for kids, okay, chronic inflammation happens. Okay, especially for kids with eczema. Okay, nowadays a lot of case, yeah, maybe because of the chronic inflammation as well. Okay, so chronic inflammation is the long-term persistent low grades of the immune response. Okay, and it's just we keep mentioning that it's just like a small fire in our body. Okay, keep burning and eventually will cause harm to our body. Yeah. So chronic inflammation in kids, if let's say you notice that your kids okay, always sick, especially, you know, there's a trend one. When they start school, you see a trend one, okay? So their immune system is always down and eczema, they have this, all this, I don't know why, or don't know where is the allergies happen. Maybe it's because of the chronic inflammations, okay? And asthma, okay, very poor concentrations, mood swings, yeah, hyperactive, okay, fatigue, all these symptoms actually might, you know, already showing you that they are actually in their body are actually experiencing all these chronic inflammations, yeah. So chronic inflammations, just make sure what, make sure that we can introduce them more omega-3, yeah, because omega-3 is a very good source of nutrients to help them for anti-inflammations. Okay, so remember, actually excessive of screen time will also cause chronic inflammations. Okay, because it keep using and burdens the brain and as well as the eyes. Okay, so this is the target. This is what Balance Oil can do to help to balance the omega-6 and omega-3. Okay, other than directly give them DHA. Okay, supply them enough sufficient of the DHA. Okay, so other than that, Xenobiotic Plus is also important, especially for children. Okay, so if you want them to have a smart brain, okay, they will become very smart, have a healthy brain, make sure that they have a healthy gut. Because the gut and the brain is actually linked, connected. Okay, the gut-brain axis. Okay, so Xenobiotic Plus is very important and very good, especially inside there. I mean, you have all these resistant starch, yeah, beta-glucans, inulin, FOS, and psyllium husk. Guar fiber is actually very important to support your gut. Okay, and yeah. I think what is very good about this product is because all the especially the resistant starch, okay, it will produce the short chain fatty acid directly. Okay, and short chain fatty acids will actually considered as a very important chemical messenger, okay, to connect the brain and the gut. Okay, so means what? Means if you have a very good supply of the short chain fatty acids in your body, then you can connect your brain and your gut better. Okay, and also it will help to anti-inflammation, regulate the pH level. So with good supply of short chain fatty acids, okay, as I mentioned just now, it will support better gut-brain connections. Okay, to improve the brain signaling and stable the mood, enhance the memory as well. So other than that, all the beta-glucans, okay, other fibers actually will help to reduce the blood sugar spike. Okay, so their brain, especially the kids, okay, their brain will have the supplies of all these glucose more steady. Okay, you will not to avoid the glucose spike, so they can pay attention better. Okay, and it also supports a healthy gut living. It's important. Okay, if you have a healthy gut, then you can absorb the nutrients better. Okay, so like you say, every day give them salmon. Most important is what? Make sure that they can absorb, okay, all the good fatty acids from salmon. Yeah. And another thing is important about this product is Xenobiotic Plus is also important for the immunity. Okay, immune system. Yeah. So for kids nowadays especially they go to school like say there's a trend one. Okay, always hand foot diseases, always closes, school closed. Okay, so if immune system is so important, make sure they have a strong immune system. Okay, Valexil. So Valexil is very rich in antioxidants and also vitamins and minerals. So just I already show you actually other than DHA, kids need sufficient amounts of antioxidants, especially if let's say they are really use device too much, then make sure that they have enough of antioxidants. Okay, and other than that, all the vitamins and minerals also important. Okay, so this is what Valexil can offer. So we also have all the vitamins, 12 types of vitamins, the minerals, the enzymes, and most important, the antioxidants from the mangosteen, green tea, and aloe vera. So as you can see, the antioxidants level that's provided by this product is pretty high and is sufficient. Okay. So all the vitamins, if you are interested, how they actually support the vision, support your eyes, and support the brains. Okay, each vitamins have their functions. Okay, but again, we do not never need only one type of vitamins. Remember that. Okay, just now I mentioned we need magnesium, for the nervous system calm. So just give them magnesium. Actually, not enough. Okay, they need all the full bottom of the spectrum of all the vitamins and the minerals. Okay, so actually quite direct. If you already understand how actually the digital device affects the brains and the eyes, how actually it causes oxidative stress, yeah, and how important is the DHA. Actually, it's very direct how this product can help with the development of the brain and eyes of the kids. But always remember, actually, nutrients is part of it, just part of it. If you really want to take care of the kids, take care of their eyes or brains, actually, not only, nutrients, okay? We still also need to make sure that they have a better sleep, right? And make sure that they go outdoor, okay? And really, after I do this one, every day I bring them to go down, at least like a walk, okay? Just like 10, 15 minutes, just go and walk around, yeah. It's good.
It have to be in the daylight or nighttime?
Actually, clear light lah. Not nighttime, at least light lah. At night lah. Evening lah, normally I bring them.
Go back, yeah, no chance.
No chance lor.
So every night will be like that.
Try your best. Never mind lah. Try your best. I mean, as long as I mean, if you want to improve, as long as you have the intention. Okay, when people have the intention, you make it work. Okay, make it happen. Okay. Okay. So I mean, just a very small activity. Like, look at these two people lah. Okay, the children's okay, the child 6 hours screen, sleep at 11:30. Used to be my son like this one. Because mother and father also sleep late so he have to sleep late also. Okay, so little outdoor time. Actually, sometimes really like previously it's really busy with working. Every day reach home already. What time already? Right, yeah, and to truly understand yeah, then yeah, all these processed snack, and compared to this one, you see, actually we are not trying to ask everyone to avoid the screen or all the devices. Actually, there's also studies showing that children learn quite a lot, actually, language development, a lot of skill development through watching all this video. Yeah, but not too much. Okay, and excessive. I mean, avoid excessive and avoid overstimulations. Yeah. So you see, 1.5 hours control screen. Okay, lah. Now I control them 1 hour. 1 hour outdoor. At least go outdoor a bit. Okay, if weekday is busy, try weekend. As long as try your best. Yeah, early bedtime. Yeah, balance. This is important. Fat. Okay, healthy fat. Okay, I eat fat but if your fat is all from the vegetable oil, all from the processed food diet, again, not okay. It's actually omega-6, not omega-3 Okay, so what happened in 5 years? Which will develop stronger? Very obvious, right? Yeah, it's B. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, it's actually not only about the nutrients. Okay, we have to make sure that they have enough of nutrients supply, but sleeping, their sleeping quality sleeping. Okay, it's important. Okay, sufficient of sleeping time, at least 9 hours. Okay, for kids, there's research showing that at least 9 hours quality sleep. At least 9 to 11 is not good. Yeah. Too much also no good. Okay, so very obvious lah. So this is very just small tips to protect the eyes. Okay, so remember that. Like I say, now go back and subscribe your YouTube. Just let the advertisement. Okay, let the advertisement play. Okay, so follow the 20-20-20 rules. Every 20 minutes, look at 20 feet away for 20 seconds. Okay, so just make sure your eyes rest lah and blink. Yeah, and yeah, I mean, like Q mentioned, actually it's still near lah. Okay, but try to avoid. Okay, keep the screen at least an arm's length away, and limit under 2 hours per day. Okay, yeah, like it's important. Outdoor play. Okay, you see outdoor play stimulate the dopamine release. Okay, we slow down what we call just now the eyeball elongation. Yeah. Yeah, dopamine is help a lot. Yeah, that's why I said dopamine is very important. But overstimulations is a problem. Okay, because kids need higher stimulation. They cannot focus at school. And screen time 60 minutes, 1 hour before bed. Try to practice this. Okay, and eventually, hopefully, every children will have a good, healthy brain and eyes developments. Yeah, I mean, at least can help them to better focus lah. Okay, help them to have better attentions at school, learn better. Okay, yeah, immune system is